Sunday, August 22nd, 1971, Ira Tunoff Enterprises, in association with Showbiz Incorporated, present Can-Am Road Racing. Today's race comes to you live from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course in Lexington, Ohio. Good afternoon. This is Jeff Scott speaking to you live from the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course in Lexington, Ohio, the site of today's Canadian-American Challenge Cup race for the J-Wax Trophy. Needless to say, we've got magnificent weather here. It rained rather heavily last night. Fortunately, it's clear today. We have low humidity and a capacity crowd. With us is our expert from England, Tony Moy, who's got some very unusual comments voiced by the drivers last night about this course. Tony?
Yes, there's a certain amount of discontent here before the start of today's race. This discontent concerns Team McLaren and the Carl Haas entered Lola for Jackie Stewart. The reason for their unhappiness is the nature of the course. Since the last Can-Am race here, it appears that it's deteriorated. It's deteriorated in terms of the fact that the course has become more bumpy. They don't think it's suitable for Can-Am cars. They're worried about the ability of the suspension to withstand the pummeling that it's going to take. There was even a suggestion that the duration of the race might be reduced, but that was overruled. It's going to be the full 80 laps. We shall have to wait and see whether or not the cars are able to stand that distance.
Thank you, Tony. With me on my left is Alan Sloan, the man who's going to be bringing you all the expertise in the pits. Alan, what's the story?
Thank you, Jeff. We'll be joining Jeff and Tony in just a moment with the action live in progress. But as Tony mentioned, the action in the pits today is going to be vitally important. No driver wants to make a pit stop, but because of the condition of the track, there will be many pit stops, and we'll be right here to cover them for you. Now, live in progress, let's join Jeff and Tony for the race.
And there is a live picture from Mid-Ohio, where we're already into the 6th lap of what is already a very dramatic motor race. The reason for the drama is that we had a spin-off on turn 1, which has already set the pattern for this race. More about that in a moment. Because this race is expected to last rather more than 2 hours, and we appreciate that you want to see the finish, we have had to miss the start, but in a moment or two's time, we, by means of a split screen, will show you the start, and we'll show you that dramatic first turn incident. But there in your picture now is the race leader, number 7, Peter Revson. And the big news is that Denny Hulme was the man who spun on turn 1, and that Denny Hulme, the grand old man of Can-Am, is out of this Mid-Ohio race. So there we are. Peter Revson, the leader of the last 2 races, is already in the lead. In second place is number 1, the world champion-elect Jackie Stewart. In third place is number 20, Joe Seifert. In fourth place is number 29, Vic Elford. In fifth place, number 48, Herbert Muller. And in sixth place, number 55, McCaig. So those are the first 6 places of this already dramatic race. As I say, just a moment's time, we shall, by means of the split screen technique, give you those dramatic opening moments when on that turn 1, 4 or 5 cars were involved. Amongst them, Denny Hulme, we told you about, number 88, the young Japanese Hiroshi Katsato, number 11, Lothar Motschenbacher, and number 54, Tony Adamovitz. But they are now back in the race. It's Denny Hulme who's out of this Can-Am.
Tony, I think this is a testimony to the comments that were made by the drivers before the race, that this course being so tight and so narrow, 15 turns, that it might present a problem. And as often occurs in a first lap, this is the most critical, the first and second laps, when the cars are deeply bunched up. And as you said, Tony, we're going to be able to